Democrats won't stop fighting to keep illegals in our country. Like New York Governor Kathy Hochul. She's even setting aside a whopping $50 million to help them out.
We're also concerned about those that are walking out of this courthouse, taken away from their families. They don't have the attention. They don't have the lawyers. And that's why the state of New York is providing $50 million to cover legal services for people who are finding themselves in this situation.
And Florida Congressman Maxwell Frost, he wants to go further.
I want to be clear. Being undocumented in this country is not a crime. My Republican colleagues who say, I don't want any undocumented people in this country, I actually agree with you. So let's document every single one of them with a speedy path to citizenship. That's how we fix this problem.
Well, here to make sense of this all is Madison Sheahan, ICE Deputy Director. Madison, I want to play for you a soundbite from Eric Swalwell. Here is what he wants to do to some of the ICE agents that you oversee.
If I was a prosecutor, the top prosecutor in my state, and these rogue agents arrested somebody like Alex Padilla, who was just exercising his First Amendment right in his own office building, and had him arrested, if I had a criminal statute that met the facts, I would use it. If you have law enforcement capabilities and the facts meet those criminal statutes, you have to meet their chaos with your own strength.
Madison, first of all, we know Alex Padilla was never arrested. He was briefly detained. But what's your reaction to Eric Swalwell talking about trying to arrest some of your agents?
The men and women of ICE work every day to keep the American people safe, and it's insane to me to think that politicians are out encouraging people to cause harm to our officers, which is up over 400% over the last few years, in trying to cause harm to these agents when they're out there doing their job. The Democrats continue to say that nobody is above the law, and yet they will not allow law enforcement officers to do their jobs and enforce the laws that are on the books in the United States.
You know, Madison, I saw something in Politico Playbook that should give you some encouragement as to what your ICE officers are doing. And here's what it shows. The Trump administration on the issue of immigration, according to this big mega poll that was conducted, is up plus 16. That is the approval for what your ICE agents are doing on immigration. Not only that, a quarter of Kamala Harris voters approve of what's going on. So do your ICE agents, I just wonder, as they're being doxxed, their pictures put up, being called kidnappers in LA, do they take solace in the fact that the American people are on their side? Do they know that?
The men and women of ICE know that the American people are on their side. They know that President Trump is on their side and Secretary Noem, and they will continue to go out, arrest the worst of the worst in these communities. And I'll continue to ask the Democrats, who are they really defending? They're defending the rapists, the gang members, the TDA, MS-13 gang members who go out and wreak havoc in the American people's communities, whether it's the rapists or traffickers, and they continue to defend these people, but they're not what the American people want in their communities. And we're seeing that day after day as people continue to stand up and defend the men and women of ICE and allow them to do their jobs.
Yeah, and you mentioned the criminals and the rapists, and 75% of ICE arrests have been just that, people with pending charges or criminal convictions. Thank you very much for bringing us the facts.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.